Hey, how's it going? This is Melinda and welcome to my channel. Today I want to talk to you about vinyl box sets. Not the ones that are from a band or artist where it's their complete discography in a box. It is more about the kind of boxes we can buy, like what's behind me, the premium packaging, the high quality vinyl, exceptional mastering, or a lot of the box sets where it is just one album, but these box sets might be like a deep dive of an album and have demos, alternate takes, songs that didn't make the record, maybe even a live album of that period of time when that album came out, things like that. I'm talking about boxes that are of just one album. And what really inspired me to make this video was a couple of announcements from last week. I saw where Mobile Fidelity announced the Cannonball Adderly Something Else was going to be on a one-step. And also Analog Productions announced a Love Supreme by John Coltrane going to be available as a UHQR. And those are huge releases. They're great jazz titles. If you are a jazz fan, I assumed you would be excited, and some of you are. I always get excited when there's a cool announcement like that. And I did look through Facebook, and I ran across Analog Productions and their announcement of a Love Supreme. And nosy me, I wanted to see what the comments were, what people were saying. And there were a few people here and there, and several people saying, oh cool, I've ordered it, I can't wait, it's going to be great. But man, I was actually really surprised at how many people were saying negative things. Instead of just scrolling on by and ignoring it, when there is an announcement and I'm not particularly interested in it, I don't type in something like, I don't want this, this is garbage, blah, blah. I don't do that, I scroll by. But having said that, the people who do take the time to complain or just speak how they feel about it, that's a good thing because it gives these companies some feedback. That way they know if they're in the right direction or they need to pivot. So I'm not putting anything down. I'm going to read one of the comments because it really sums up what everybody else was saying. It said, pass. Already great versions of this available. This one has been overdone. And yes, John Coltrane's A Love Supreme is one of the more popular jazz titles, if not one of the best of all time. There's a lot of copies of that album, including Analog Productions have already put out a really good sounding copy. I don't have it, but I've heard everybody else say how good it is. So I can kind of see where people think, we already have that. And there's also, when it comes to Cannonball Adderly's Something Else, there has been other releases. I know Blue Note on the Classic series released it. So yes, that's kind of the way it goes with box sets. When there's a popular title, they've usually been done before. It's nothing new. Let's talk a little bit about the other reasons, other than want a fresh title. Why some people might have a little bit of a bad attitude towards box sets. For one, they do take up space on a bookshelf. And when you have a lot of records, you want as much room as possible. Personally, I really like the boxes. I think they're beautiful. I think they look beautiful on my bookshelf, so I don't mind them, but I understand why a lot of people are bothered by them. I also know that some people, after having a box set that has all of the extras like the demos, the live concerts, those kinds of things, they tend to not listen to those as much as they just do the regular record. So when something is kind of pricey, they feel like, well, maybe I should have just bought just the regular standard album and not worried about all those extras. And I understand that too. And let's face it, the price, things have really changed in the last couple of years. People are spending more money on gas and food and concerts, and everything's kind of gone up and gotten more expensive, and we're doing other things now. So money is an issue. And some of these box sets are, I know A Love Supreme, the price is $150, and you have to pay shipping and tax. And that's just here in the United States. I know there's so many people across the world who would love to have these, and they're just so expensive in their own country. So $170 is expensive to us Americans, and I really feel for you across the country because you're paying even more. Having said all of those negatives, there's some good things. So I want to kind of talk about what's negative, and maybe, because I do understand why some people are getting a little bit of a fatigue, but I'm also wanting to put a positive spin on this. That's kind of my nature. I really like the titles that are coming out. I love jazz. I'm a little newer to jazz. I've been collecting jazz records for a few years now. I've got a pretty good collection. But I personally love the idea of having a Love Supreme on UHQR. I honestly saw it coming. I really thought once A Kind of Blue came out and it was successful, that John Coltrane's A Love Supreme would follow. I was going to be a little surprised if it would have been ballads instead. That would have been fine too. And I love Something Else by Cannonball Adderly. I think that's a tremendous release. I think they're great. One more thing about the negatives I forgot to mention. Some people don't really care for 45 RPM versions of albums, and a lot of these box sets are that, so I get that as well. But let's talk about some of the good things with these box sets. For one, I'm going to show you one that I think is tremendous. This one is Pink Floyd's Animals. Okay, this is the 2018 remix that came out maybe just a year or two ago. This is a box set. And just recently, this was over $100 when it came out, but they have been going on sale. That's one of the good things about some of these box sets. They're actually being put on sale. And on Amazon fairly recently, this was only $45. And you get the album, you get the book, and you get a DVD, a Blu-ray, a CD. And I got to go upstairs. We have a movie theater in our upstairs, and I got to sit in one of the movie seats, lean back, and listen to the Blu-ray of the remix in surround sound. And it was absolutely incredible. So one of the good things about these box sets, and I think they've sold a lot of them, I think this was a huge success, they just made a lot of them, and now they're putting them on sale. So if you're patient and you're willing to take the chance, they might sell out. Sometimes it doesn't always work out for you, but you can get really good deals right now on some really quality box sets. And this one is an outstanding box set. And this is the biggest band of all time, and they're not even selling out. So, you know, if the Beatles box sets don't sell out, you're in good company, right? So this is one of my favorites, Let It Be. I love how this box has these cutouts with their faces. It's got a lot of great songs on here. The Giles Martin remix, I think, is one of the best ones. The Let It Be version is fantastic. The Get Back record is in here. A hardcover book is in here. And yes, I paid full price for it when it came out. I really wanted to have it. But now it's been out for a while, and you can catch it on sale for a pretty big discount. So these are definitely worth picking up. I think they're worth their money, and they're expensive to us. They're also very expensive to make. It's not that they're just slapping these together and charging us way too much money. Making these boxes and putting these records in there and getting a hardcover book and the photographs in the book and the write-ups in the book, all of that costs a lot of money. And then they do have to make a profit to make it worth it. Here's another box set that I want to talk about. It's a little sentimental right now for a lot of us. This is the Eagles. This is the Mobile Fidelity One Step. And, you know, here's another thing. I really appreciate these different record labels putting out and taking chances on certain titles. Yes, A Love Supreme is kind of a sure thing. Kind of Blue was too. And they can play it safe, but every once in a while they take a chance. And I think the Eagles were a great choice. They're taking a chance by putting out Van Halen. I can't wait. I'm ready for the Van Halen One Steps. I'm waiting patiently, you all. I really want them to come out. I appreciate that they're taking chances. Anyway, I wanted to show one of these nights because we recently lost the great Randy Meisner. He was wonderful here in this Take It to the Limit was such an outstanding song, and he really showed his vocals beautifully. These Eagles box sets are all great. I have 4, and I love every single one of them. And you guys, the best is yet to come. Hotel California in the long run. For me, in my opinion, those are the best because Joe Walsh is on them. I love Joe Walsh, and I love his guitar playing. So that's extremely exciting. Van Halen's coming, Cannonball Adderly. We even have some Miles Davis one-steps coming, so there's a lot of stuff to be excited about. Yes, they're expensive, but you know, when you think about it, we go out to eat, we have food and drinks, fancy dinners, movies. You know, we can easily spend $125 on a weekend just to go out to eat. For that kind of price, you can buy one of these, and this lasts a lifetime. The meals don't last. Yes, the good conversation and the company, of course, that's of value too. But you can have these records for the lifetime, you know, for the rest of your life, and enjoy them. Here's another where I really appreciate them taking a chance. UHQR, this is Bob Marley, Exodus. This was a fabulous release, and I'm so glad they did it. Now, they did it in small quantities. They didn't take a huge risk. There's no 20,000 copies of this. I think it was limited to maybe 3,000, something like that. But it sounds wonderful. And, you know, they took a chance. They didn't know if Bob Marley would be a huge hit or not. And I appreciate getting all of these wonderful choices. So there are a lot of really good things about these box sets. And I do want to leave you with one more box set I'm going to show. I wish when there's box sets released, all of them were like this. And to be quite frank, I really wish Van Halen 5-10 years ago would have done what I'm about to show you. They could have charged a fortune and we all would have been in line to buy what I'm going to show you. This comes from a music label, Kiss My Wax, Jason Herndon and Joe Lalich. They put this box set out. It is Slaughter, the Wildlife. And I made a video with them talking about this about a year ago, discussing what was going to be in it, and they started taking pre-orders. They're a very small music label. They're basically a bunch of fans just wanting to create a box set of something they would like to have themselves as fans. So let's just go ahead and show you what this box set comes. I want to say thank you to Jason and Joe. They sent me a promotional copy. I bought the standard release on red and white vinyl. I wanted that because I love this album. They sent this to me as a surprise, and I want to show it to you because it's just so special. For one, beautiful box set with this is a red foil. I don't know if you can tell that on here. Really, really pretty. Your copies would be hand numbered. There's only 20 or 30 of these left. They've about got these things sold out, but there's still a few. If you're interested, I'm going to leave a link below and you can order it. It's already ready. They'd ship it out immediately. There's no pre-order. It's ready to go. It comes with a sticker and buttons, and I like these buttons. I like putting them on my jean jackets, so that's pretty cool. Check this record out. It is hand signed by the remaining members of the band, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. See the autographs and again the foil on here, so pretty. And The Wildlife is a great album with Reach for the Sky. The Wildlife, Days Gone By is such a beautiful song. So I'm thrilled to have an autographed copy of this. Probably going to get framed. I really love it. This is The Wildlife Live. There's 7 songs on here, or maybe 6, 7, I think. It sounds really, really good. Mark Slaughter's voice live sounds as good as it does when it's recorded on a record. It just, he's got a great voice, and it's true, it's genuine. And I really love this one with Reach for the Sky, a beautiful live version of Days Gone By. Fly to the Angels, one of their big hits from the album Stick It To You, is on here. I have really great memories of Fly to the Angels. I used to date a guy who was wanting to become a pilot, and he had this mixtape full of songs that you would play. They're inspirational about flying. So, I mean, I kind of thought that was pretty funny, and I remember that, and he was a nice guy. So Anyway, great, great live album. And here is this is the demo records. So again, what's cool, if you love an album, this is a deep dive into the wildlife. So, and yeah, you may not play these as much as you play the LP, but these are also great to put on when you're feeling a little, you just wanted to hear something totally different, take a deep dive into a favorite album. This is like a press kit that they used to pass out when this came out. It's got the writing, it's got the pictures. Really, really nice. A map for the turntable. And a wonderful book full of unseen photographs, beautiful photographs of the band. Again, every copy gets the autographed album. You know, if you go to a concert and you want to buy an autographed album, that alone will run you probably $100, $150. I've seen that, you know, that's kind of how they go. So having that in this box set is a really good value. This is under $200. Again, if you're interested, I will leave a link below. There's not very many left, 20 to 30 copies. Thank you so much to Joe and Jason from the Kiss My Wax music label for sending that my way. And again, let me know what you all think about this box set. It's not really a controversy. It's just maybe a little bit of a backlash. I hope it doesn't last. I think once people get some of these records into their homes and they play them, they're going to be glad they have them. And again, leave your comments. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe, hit the like button and the notification bell, and I will see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.